I can hear my snare. I can hear my snare in my headphones.
Seriously, turn my snare up. Dre, you need to turn my snare up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is my 2003 E63 BMW M6 Coupe. In the previous video, we had a quick walk around and showed you around the standard car. In this video, we're going to run through some bits. I'm not a YouTuber, I'm not very good at YouTube, so I have a clipboard and I've got some notes. What's up guys? In the last video, I forgot to get into character. What's up guys? YouTube family, welcome back. We're gonna cover two things in this video. One of them is what I paid for this car. The Instagram messages and the YouTube comments people have guessed or tried to guess or whatever. So we'll run through how much I paid for this bad boy. And then the actual core of the video will be talking about some parts that I have acquired for the build, because it's a build for the people. It's a build, it's a build, it's a build, it's a build for the people. We've not just gone all out and bought really expensive parts. There is some really accessible, cheap bits and bobs that you can buy for this car. Boy, if you
We need to weigh it.
wait,
That's why it's there.
we're going to weigh it. So the reason why it's on the ramp is because it's on the ramp backwards, but don't at me because it's like a 5-ton ramp. There is some mosquito in the comments that keeps trying to tell us this car weighs 1900 plus kg. And I want to debunk the myth. The mosquito might be right. Chances are it's not. So we're going to weigh it, but first of all, we're going to talk about the parts. Let's get stuck into the parts. B-roll.
Bitch. I was born a savage, no macho man. Told Brody this shit on the floor like I dropped the band. Nigga said he pulled a 3 up, then why you pop so thin? Mama said get money and go home, you ain't got no friends. Shit, I'm like you damn right. Turned it to a fit.
Let's start off with suspension. Yellow speed racing. They're not very racing, but they are yellow. Fucking hell.
That's so heavy.
Oh my god. Ah, we're gonna wait there. Fucking Jesus. So these are two-way adjustable. So we've got rebound at the bottom, and we've got compression through the top. So pretty standard stuff, to be honest. It appears that we have an 18 kg front spring though.
That's good enough.
I guess it's probably not too bad. One thing that is interesting about these is obviously the front top mounts have a uniball. We're gonna have to, kind of, to be any type of racing suspension. The rears don't. So the rears have a rubber bush.
Leave them alone.
It's just stupid. And we are riding on a 20 kg rear spring. That's an interesting setup, isn't it? I actually think the rear might be a little bit too stiff.
Bro, I'm telling you.
So that's the suspension. The spring rates are the same as how it arrived from Chinatown. Can we get hashtag sponsors, please? Thank you. The top mounts are Ali. The spring is very steel. The bracket is steel. The shock body is steel. The reservoir is steel. It's all very steely. The rears. Steel, steel.
The claw, it moves.
Oh.
Okay, so the rear cup is aluminium, which is nice.
have been
The bracket
chosen.
is steel. Steel.
The reservoirs need to be still.
Yeah, why are the reservoirs like steel? But the reason why we have these, we bought them for the GT3 test car. They didn't fit because of damper lengths, so they've been sat in the box ever since. Bought this car, we figured, fuck it, suspension's already here. So instead of going to spend thousands of pounds without realising or knowing if the car's going to be any good, we're just going to put them on. Right, so braking components, guys. Quite interesting. Again, a lot of this is thanks to the GT3 car, or GT3 wannabe car. We've taken a lot of parts out of that car for this, purely because throughout the years, It literally has been years. That car's evolved and has different parts, so this has been surplus to requirements. Front braking, we have an AP Racing Pro 5000R, which is a 9660 caliper, as you can see there. Very used in pretty much everything. You can see the code is on the back there. So that means that they'll use a conventional BTCC pad. So yes, this pad is used,
But it don't matter.
but it don't matter. So this is a Ray Bestos ST45, straight out of a British touring car. Come over to a disc. So that is an AP Racing BTCC disc, also straight out of a touring car. This is a Rayland bell and a Rayland bracket. Martin from Rayland does all the stuff for me when it comes to machining for brakes, brackets, bells. I'll go nowhere else other than straight to Rayland. Martin knows exactly what he's doing. Full engineering background, full engineer, has been doing this for decades. If he says it can't be done or needs to be done a certain way, I just go with it because the man knows what he's talking about. Brake lines. We have some custom-made Hell lines. They were ordered by Martin, another Martin, but this one is Martin Hollands from MS Sport. So Martin's wicked. He supplies me loads of bits and I just tell him what car, what chassis code, and he knows exactly what's getting me. So the rear lines are for an OEM caliper. The front lines, obviously you can see we've got the banjo fittings with the banjo bolts. That's for the AP caliper. Rear brakes, I didn't know this until recently. The rear caliper is the same as an E92 M3. So we have lots of options. So we've gone for a Pagid RS19. As you can see.
19?
Yeah.
What's the difference between that and 29?
I'll be brutally honest. Martin said, fit these to the back. These guys know what they're talking about, man. So that concludes our braking.
No.
Okay, I'm getting there. Calm down. That concludes most of our braking. We also have these brake cooling ducts for the front.
They're cool.
They're really cool. These are old, boys. These are old. This is one I made about 7 years ago. I cut these and Rambaldini Welding Services.co.uk threw some Mig-Mag all over it. They are aluminium, just they're very, very light. But it's more of a fact that we are now at the beach. This is the reality of YouTube. We're trying to shoot a little video. It is late AF at night. We're trying to shoot a video, but we're also trying to paint the U46 interior, so it is what it is. So I've also got from Rival Motorsport, Jack's wicked. Rival is gang, get at them. So with the plugs and any of the companies that we use, we don't get nothing as such. I mean, I'm sure we get good deals, but that's probably just from history of buying from people, you know, and having a relationship. We ordered some more spacers because we don't actually know what spacers we need on this car at the minute. We're using complete different wheels to anything we've ever used before on an E63 M6. So we've got 3 sets of different size spacers. They should be enough for the front and the rear to play around with the offsets. Why have we got spacers? Again, going into the aesthetics. The wheels are being changed for a number of reasons. Roll center, better tires. We're gonna slam the car onto the floor. So we're going to need smaller wheels. That's just is what it is. There's only one choice, and the choice is the Crackmeister 3000, the BBS E88. So that's what we've got. So wheel and tyre combo, BBS E88, 10 front, 11 rears, and we've gone for a Advan AO52, 265 front, 295 rear tyre. So I love that tyre. I love that tyre. Good? I love this car. So I love this car. It's the best car. Facelift tail lights, as we've spoke about before, and a facelift boot lid. So that is the aesthetics complete. The car's very floppy from factory. There's a number of reasons. BMW put a lot of rubber bushes on this car compared to uniballs that's found on the E92. We have to revert and change all of that over. So front main thrust control arm, we've gone for KMP uniballs. These are exactly the same as the E92 M3. The lower bottom arm, we don't have one here, but also from an E92 M3. So the M6 uses a rubber inner bush, whereas the E92 M3 uses a BMW factory fitted ball joint, uniball type of bush. So we're just changing the arm. It's exactly the same fitment, same everything. Bang, change the arm, happy days. We'll have a solid bottom lower control arm and a solid mounted top camber arm on the front shock. So the whole front of the car will be solid. The rear subframe, I've mentioned before, kind of trick, but uses E39 upper camber arms. So we can keep the bottom wishbone and deal with that at a later stage, but we can adjust the camber via some custom E39 uniballed adjustable upper camber arms. Few bits that I'm not happy with, but we're gonna have to just make do. Still some rubber on the rear subframe, on the subframe bushes. 2 of the diff mountings will be rubber still. There's a few bits we'll work with, but to start off with, this will be more than enough to get us going. We'll do a couple of track days, see how the car feels, and then sort of get on with it that way. So that's most of the what's called the performance parts. And then we've got a few other bits and bobs, especially if I'm going on track. There's a few things that I need to be content with. One of them, seats, right? So over here we have a Recaro SPA. So it's a carbon Kevlar seat. It's essentially an SPG. So you get the high sides for real good core support because they're made out of carbon Kevlar. They're very, very lightweight. One of my favorites. So Recaro SPA's going into the car, passenger and driver side. 6-point harnesses also to go in, and a GTS style T45 rear roll cage that's being made by Gosling Racing as it stands. So the car will be going in for that roll cage in approximately 2 weeks' time. So that's when the build will start. When the cage goes in, then we'll start the entire process. So I'm no racing driver, but I'd like to think that I understand what's going on beneath me. But I need to be tight, I need to be in my seat, I need to feel absolutely everything that's going on underneath me. So that's why the seats are important, that's why the harnesses are important for me and the roll cage. Some of you guys that know me, I'm massive on safety, so the brakes and all that sort of stuff, it isn't just about being able to have bigger brakes or to say we've got bigger brakes. It's a safety thing for me. I've had some decent smashes in my time on track, and every single time people say I'm lucky or whatever, it's just about having good safety components in the car. We made a video, I think back in 2019, regarding wearing helmets, even on TF, whatever. Just being safe is so important. So proper seats, proper mountings, proper harnesses, not shit, cheap eBay harness. Oh, I can get a 6-point harness for 100 quid. Fuck all that off. Be safe. The car itself made good power on the dyno. You guys are probably going to see that video before this video, or no? Okay, you're going to see this video after. We spent last Saturday at TRS Performance. The car made good power. It's adequate. It's healthy. Let's get some weight off it. Let's fit some cool parts. And let's debunk the myth, or the question, are these any good on track whatsoever? I'm not saying they are, I'm not saying they're not. From looking underneath and knowing the B6 GT3 race car that Alpina built, I know there's something there has to be, but whether we can make it any good or not, I have no idea. So that's what we're doing. We're all in this journey together. We're going to bolt some bits on, we're going to align it, we're going to send it, and we're going to keep doing it until we think that we might have found some sort of formula. So up next, guys, we're going to weigh it, and then we'll finish up with how much I paid for the car. So it's just wobbly. It's just a big wobbly boat. It weighs too much. It's got no front end grip. Right, so maybe you should listen to me more often because this is now my third E63 M6 Coupe. She is on the scales, You see, the scales are on 1,650 kg. Fully loaded. Let's have a look at the car. Boot. Oh, we've got a battery in the back as well. Hold up. Oh, this just gets better. This is off my F10. Hold on, what's it saying now? That's right. So, chat shit get banged. It is not 1,850 kg to 950 kg. It is 1630, 1640, which is heavy, but if we get it to or around 1,500 kilos, it will do the job. It will be nice, it will be heavy, but it will be stable. Providing we do some jiggery pokery with the front end, it will turn in. There you are. And all of that, ladies and gentlemen, for £10,300. Find me a better car for 10G. Cheers! On to the next one.